Your first success with Raja, what was that success like?
It was an incredible experience. I'm just still going through it wherever I go. They still play Raja's song. Before my first release, they came out with the audio cassette, hits of Sanjay Kapoor. So,
Nice.
so that journey was great.
Tell me, when Prem and Bekabu and all this didn't work, what was your frame of mind?
Films don't do well, you have to take the criticism. If your pictures don't work, you want two opportunities and you're wiped out. Working for 30 years, today I have Bloody Daddy coming, I have a Merry Christmas coming, I have a Murder Mubarak coming, I've got a Lal Batti coming.
लोगों को एक ही chance मिलता है and that they won't be accepted. That cannot, like say someone like you, if one film didn't work, you would still get a chance, right?
Because I had given a hit.
Because of Raja.
And plus that's the reason I was also accepted. Then I gave a Sirf Tum. I did not sign a single film after Sirf Tum for more than a year. Hi, this is Sanjay Kapoor and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.
Sanjay Kapoor, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you so much.
Always good to see you, always positive and fresh.
Always good to see you also. You get a smile on my face when I see you. I guess it's the Chembur connection.
It is our Chembur connection. So I'm gonna, because there's a connection and we don't do interviews that often. Today I've got you solo just talking about you, so I'm gonna take you back also.
Yes, please. I would love to do that.
Right. So, if I take you back, this interview will be watched by, I'm guessing, a new generation. Like, Shanaya's generation is the one that's watching YouTube and Instagram. So, they will be watching this. Let's get them to know a lot more about you. When Prem came, just before that, what was the discussion in your house?
Well, actually, we don't really talk so much about films or anything. The only thing was when Mr. India was being made and Shekhar was, I'll go that back. Okay. So, Shekhar was doing Mr. India and there were 10 kids. So, Boni felt, Boni was very, how Boni is, and, he's street smart, he's very sharp. So, he felt that after Mr. India for Sanjay's launch, Shekhar would be great as a director because he's so good with handling kids. So when newcomers are like kids.
Correct.
So it's not because Shekhar gave a blockbuster or something. He just felt that Shekhar has that knack of understanding. And Shekhar, when he's directing, also is, he's very easy. I'm talking about that time. Now I meet a lot of directors who have that kind of a thing where they say the lines just like as if you're talking in real. At that time, everything was a little more dramatic.
Yeah.
But Shekhar at that time also, I remember we did unfortunately I didn't get a chance to work with Shekhar as a director, but we did some, there was a time when Prem, there was a phase when Divya Bharti was going to do it also.
Yes.
So we did a screen test of Divya Bharti and we did actual scenes of Prem because the script was ready. So Shekhar directed
with both of you?
With Divya and me.
Okay.
So we were screen testing her. Tabu was already signed and there was some kind of a thing, it was getting delayed. That's too long a story, we'll need 3 hours for that. So when we shot that was the time I shot with Shekhar for 2 days. So I realized, and he kept on saying, you have so much of intensity and everything. You don't have to act. You just say the lines. Just the way you're talking to me right now, like that. So that was what Shekhar was. So that's how Prem started. We did the song. The first song was recorded. Maine Ji Liya Mar Liya, Lakshmi Ji Pyare Ji gave a great song. Shekhar was still part of it. But for some reason, the film was not starting. There were 2 newcomers. Money was ready. But Shekhar works in his own pace. You can see it in his lifespan. In about last 35 years, he's done 6-7 years.
Right, yeah.
And finally reached a point where I also started getting restless.
Yes.
If he's not wanting to do it, why are we still holding on everything? Eventually, I was the one to tell Boni that if Shekhar is not really wanting to start, I cannot keep on waiting all the time. Yeah. So around 88, 89, I think 88 or beginning of 89, we decided that we should part ways. He had written the script with Javed Saab. That whole reincarnation idea and everything was his. And when you see this, it's a very Shekhar Kapoor kind of a thing, past and present and everything. So a couple of directors Boni met and everything, they were all keen. But finally, because Satish was directing Roop Ki Rani Choro Ka Raja, and he was doing a fantastic job. Forget the fate of the film.
Right.
He was very sincere, very, charged up and everything. And he was Shekhar's chief. So we thought Satish is the best thing. At that time, ऐसे लग रहा था कि Mr. India 1991 में release हो जाएगी. So we started shooting for Prem 89 December 90. We did the first schedule of 40 days with Satish. And coming back to that, we waited, we put the set. I had waited for 2 years. Jab set laga, Baba Azmi got typhoid, the cameraman. And Baba was such an integral part that Boni said, we waited for so long for Sanjay. 1 month is not going to change anything. The whole set was put up at State Studio. That was the only set at that time which had an AC flow.
Wow.
So the whole set was waiting for Baba Azmi. For cameraman, it's unheard.
Amazing.
It's unheard for a cameraman. And Baba was, when he used to say, he said, Sanjay, tu mujhe milne mat aa. As it is, you waited for so long. I said, Baba, it doesn't matter. I waited for so long, we'll wait for 1 more month. And then Baba used to do 2 shifts. He started shooting 12 hours for Prem and literally 8 hours for Prem and 8 hours for Dil at that time.
Wow.
He used to, because he had not shot for 1 month. And then Roop Kirani actually, they all asked me, how I Prem delay kyun hui? Actually, Roop Kirani got delayed. Shri lost a father, Anil had an injury. And because Satish was the common director, so it became very difficult to make 2 big films at one time. So then finally we took a decision that let's finish off Roop Kirani and let Satish after that first schedule. So basically from 1990, which I shot that 40 days, 2.5 years, we did 1 schedule in Kodaikanal. I think so they only shot it to just calm me down before I kill somebody in anger. So we went to Kodaikanal for 8-10 days and fortunately Tabu, by then that misunderstanding was cleared and Tabu came back and obviously Tabu was part of the film. Yeah, so then we started actually the shooting in 93. But the good thing what happened with me is during that period, I signed few other films. In 92 I signed Kartavya. Then I signed Raja. Then I signed Bekabu. And I signed Chupa Rustam. So as a newcomer, I was actually shooting for 5 films. From 92 August I started Kartavya to 95. That's the reason I had 3 releases in 95. I had May, I had Prem, June I had Raja, September I had Kartavya, and early 96 Jan I had Bekabu. Chupa Rustam for some other reason got delayed, so it came little later.
Much later,
But I shot for these 5 films. I was the first, I think so, newcomer, I don't think ever happened, where I was juggling dates and I was doing 2 shifts at that time.
This is unheard of today, right?
Yeah, it's unheard of. So I was shooting, and those days were those 100 days. Today, my movie Bloody Diary is releasing, which is an action film with, ensemble cast. Action day always takes time, and Ali finished that film in 41, 42 shooting days. But Raja was, Indu used to love reshooting, that was 100 days. Prem was being made like a Mughal Azam, that was 100 days. So those days films also were taking. So it took 2 years, I actually shot nearly 350 days a year.
Wow. And you saw.
So that's my journey actually. That's how I started.
What a start! Like a jump start. Itne set se wo set. Signing films after films. But today, like I said, when youngsters watch this interview, this is unheard of.
Unheard of.
Do you think? That time that seemed the right thing to do and the only thing to do. In fact, just yesterday, day before I interviewed Ritik, he said, मुझे बोला था करना तो है लेकिन ऐसे ही करना है. That's how for you also it was कि यही तरीका था काम करने का.
Yeah, till the beginning of 2000, everything. I remember when I started, you used to hear Govinda used to be in my class. कि गोविंदा ने 40 पिक्चरें साइन कर ली हैं, सुनील शेट्टी 35 फिल्में कर, तो इट वाज लाइक कि कौन कितनी पिक्चरें कर रहा है, 30-40 फिल्म्स एंड द शूटिंग वाज ऑन. द ग्रेट राज कपूर यूज्ड टू कॉल हिज ब्रदर शशि कपूर, ये तो टैक्सी है, एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाते रहता है. सो दैट वाज द टाइम व्हेन इट वाज द नॉर्म. इट वाज लाइक, इट वाज नॉट दैट आई वाज डूइंग एनीथिंग स्पेशल. यस, इट वाज स्पेशल फॉर अ न्यूकमर टू डू दैट, but that was the thing. Now it's totally different. You're doing one film or one show at a time.
Right. You saw your first success with Raja. What was that success like?
No, it was incredible. It was. I still remember. I never realized how successful and how people had started loving me after Raja. That I did this thing. That Raja became a super hit film. I'd seen the trial, but I wanted to experience it. I went to Getty Theatre to watch it, to Dilwale. And it was 3-4 months Raja ko ho chuke the. And I think so the buzz went around and it was Getty Galaxy Gem. You know how that, and such a small lane to come out and everything. And luckily there were some, like I knew some, Viruji's team was there and everything. They had to literally carry me out from the theater and put me in the car. It became, those days,
Yeah,
till about 7-8 years where there were no security guards. Today, one actor is walking, there are, like 20 security guards with them. There used to be no, एक makeup man होता था, एक boy होता था और एक hairdresser भी नहीं होता था उस जमाने.
Right.
For girls, there used to be a hairdresser. There was only makeup man, boy, and like or driver होता था. So I had gone with my friends and everything. So they said, हम निकल रहे तेरे साथ नहीं आएंगे. They went ahead and I got stuck literally. They were all being nice to me and everything. But like I didn't even realize how things have changed. I thought it's just a normal thing to go to a theater and see it. And so it was an incredible experience. I'm just still going through it wherever I go. They still play Raja's songs wherever I walk in, everything. And I think so. Music is such a thing for an actor. Where I've been very fortunate, be it Raja, be it Sirf Tum, be it Auzar, Mohabbat, Kartavya. I've had great music. You live with music. Your career and everything. When they look back today, whenever they think of me, the song comes in their mind and everything. So Raja had blockbuster music. Then Sirf Tum came, and Mohabbat came, and Auzar came. All had good music. In fact, Ramesh Turani ji, because I was doing Raja, they had, before my first release, they came out with the audio cassette, hits of Sanjay Kapoor. So,
Nice.
so that journey was great and everything. And obviously after that, there were hurdles, there was ups and the downs and everything. Yeah, I took it in my stride. And
Right. You are a real guy. What we get is what you are. In Bollywood Housewives also, I saw you spoke about your failures also and ups and downs. So tell me, when Prem and Bekabu and all this didn't work, what was your frame of mind?
like I knew I had given 100%, and being born in the industry, I had seen my father had ups and downs also in his life and everything, but he had tremendous goodwill.
Yes.
I think so. Today, all three of us have reached a position in the industry. It started off thanks to my father,
because of Surinder's work.
So his goodwill really helped. So that's what people say, ki what advice you got, or you don't have to take, you have to observe things. Today they ask me also, what you tell Shania, do you advise Shania? You don't, they're living with me. I lived with my father. I knew what the person he was.
Correct.
So I knew the success has come, then the failures are coming. So I had to take it in my stride. The films didn't work, maybe whatever happened. Obviously, I was accepted. That's the reason Raja became a blockbuster. But when films didn't do well, you have to take the criticism. Then I was coming, the pros and cons of the family being in the line. Your expectations are 10 times higher. My first film was being compared to Anil's last film. So obviously Anil was when my career started, Anil was a super duper star. He was a person who had given from Mr. India to Karma to Ram Lakhan to Tezab and Wo Saath Din and everything. So obviously the comparison was there. But it didn't why it is happening. I knew it will happen.
You were okay with it.
I knew it will happen because obviously they're going to compare me with him. They're not going to compare me with some other actor.
Right,
He's my brother. We are going to be compared to each other. So at the end of the day, I knew that the journey is going to be tougher.
Right.
So you have to fight and work even harder because there will be comparisons. He's extremely successful. You have started off with a blockbuster, then you are given a couple of failures and everything. So I kept on, instead of getting depressed or frustrated, I kept on working harder towards the craft and everything. And today I feel, you have to see your glass as half full or half empty. I see it as half full. Today, after 30 years, I'm sitting in front of you giving an interview where my 4 releases are coming.
Lined up.
So over the period of time, yes, ups and downs are there, but I must have done something right. I've lasted for 30 years. You know it without taking names. You could be some huge producer's son or a big superstar's son or brother or यहाँ एक पिक्चर के बाद चांस नहीं मिलता बिना किसी के नाम लिए हुए सब स्मार्ट हैं आप गूगल कर लो कि इसका ये बेटा आया था या ये भाई आया था if your pictures don't work you 1-2 opportunities and you're wiped out people forget about you don't even remember those actors and today I feel after working for 30 years today I have Bloody Daddy coming I have a Merry Christmas coming I have a Murder Mubarak coming. I've got a Lal Batti coming. I'm working with the 4 top directors of the of the country in Ali Abbas in Bloody Daddy, Sriram Raghavan in Merry Christmas, Homi in Murder Mubarak, and Mr. Prakash Jha in Lal Batti. They are not casting me because मुझे लेने से कि picture अगर 40 करोड़ की बिक रही है 250 की बिक जाएगी. They have casted me because they think this guy can do the job, he's talented enough, he can play this part. That's the reason I'm getting these parts. I am not giving them anything कि मेरे आने से पिक्चर कुछ 50 करोड़ ज़्यादा बिक जाएगी. And today with OTT, that's exactly which is the best thing that has happened. They are taking talent.
Right.
Because at the end of the day is the content and the actors who are doing a part.
Right.
So if that works, the show or the film works. If
Right.
actors don't work, it doesn't work.
Fair enough.
And today when I'm busy,
Huh.
that's the best thing that has happened to me, that today I feel I've been accepted in a way. Forget the star and everything. If you're accepted as a star actor, you will last for 50 years. If you're only accepted as a star, till the time you give hits,
Right.
you will be there and then you'll be wiped out.
Absolutely. I love your honesty, but Sanjay, what you were saying is that, लोगों को एक ही chance मिलता है and that they won't be accepted. That cannot, like say someone like you, if one film didn't work, you would still get a chance, right?
No, but I was already doing, because I had given a hit.
Because of Raja.
And plus that's the reason I was also accepted. Then I gave a Sirf Tum.
Yeah.
So in between, after a year and a half, there was like, when I said I was doing 5 films. So one picture became a hit because when today you give a hit, you get 10 films. I gave that hit, then a Sirf Tum came.
Correct.
So when a Auzar came, it may not have been a blockbuster, but it was an accepted film.
Yeah.
So that's how I kept on, getting that kind of a thing. Then Sirf Tum came, and you'll be surprised. Sirf Tum was such a big hit. There was Priya Gill and me, and there was Sushmita Sen basically for 3-4 scenes and a song.
Right.
And it became such a big hit.
Yeah.
And I did not sign a single film after Sirf Tum for more than a year.
Okay.
So, when I look back, it shocks me and surprises me. Sometimes it's got to, just timing, destiny. After Sirf Tum, I did a film called Luck by Chance, which was an ensemble cast. That film released in, I'm not too
2009,
sure.
yeah.
2009 it released. It's been 13-14 years. Till today, when people meet me, talk about Sirf Tum, they talk about Luck by Chance, how funny I was. I was outstanding in the film. I did not sign a film after Luck by Chance. I kept on getting offers. Big directors came up to me and said that you are unbelievable in that. मुझे लग रहा है तारीफ कर रहे हैं तो कास्ट क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? I did get offers, but they were not something which I wanted to be part of. Because I had decided that if I'm not happy with what I'm doing, I will not do it.
Right.
That's the reason I got into production.
Right.
So sometimes it just surprises you why it happened.
Right.
And when it happens, that also surprises you because I do a lust story, which is a 30-minute short film.
Yeah.
And which changes my career and life.
Right.
So sometimes life is a funny thing. You just have to be on your toes.
Yeah.
What is yours, finally it will be yours.
Right.
That's what happens.
And you keep getting these films like By Chance Ai, Kal Ho Na Ho, Lust Stories, on and off they keep coming. What keeps you going between the gaps?
So that's the reason I said I got into production, because this is the only thing I know and which I love. Obviously, acting is my first love, and that's the reason when Lust Stories became a hit.
Yeah.
My work was appreciated. Then I did a show called Dil Sammal Jazara for television, which was a huge success too. So because it was my first, so I've not produced a film after that, because I'm extremely busy doing, whether it was The Last Star, which came on Amazon, or whether it was Sleeping Partner or Fame Game or The Gone Game. So that kept me busy, and today all these projects are there. So at that time I got into production. I did 2 films. I did It's My Life, Danis Basmi as the director, with Nana, Harman and Janelia. And then I did Tevar.
Yes,
with Arjun, Sonakshi and Manoj. So that kept me busy. That kept my kitchen running also.
Okay.
Because kitchen bhi to chalana tha. Finally, you have to feed yourself, you have to feed your family.
Right.
So I had to do that.
Right.
Hi, this is Sanjay Kapoor and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.